Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. So I hear you're having trouble getting black snippets. Well, I am going to solve that issue for you in today's video. Now, these black and white snippets are actually called shadowy snippets, and you will first get them after you fully progress through part 1 of Storybook Vale. When you start working on your Unwritten Realms, you're going to end up getting a point in the quest where there's like a giant tornado in the bind. It's going to start releasing some black and white snippets, and then you can start collecting them from there. Now, there are multiple methods and multiple ways that you can actually get a ton of these, and I'm going to share all of those tips with you in this video. All right, guys, so there's a little bit of confusion because if you go to your collections and you go down to snippets, you have the shadowy bird, the shadowy demon snippet, and the frog. If you hover over the bird, it says that you can find it in the library of lore and the bind. You can also see that the demon snippet is in the Elysian Fields, Fiery Plains, Statue Shadow, Mount Olympus, and Storybook Vale. And then we have the frogs, which are supposed to be over in Ever After. I can tell you this stuff is false. I don't know if they intended to actually have them spawn in these locations, but as of right now, during the launch week of the Unwritten Realms, it is not the case. These are broken. They're not working that way. I have done hours and hours of testing different biomes to see what the best way is to farm them, and I'm going to show you those locations. But first, you need to know how to get the most bang for your buck. Everybody should be using a companion that actually will get snippets. So if you look over here, like in Storybook Vale, we have companions that are going to get you extra snippets. If you look right here, it says the hangout bonus. Your companion can pick up and find extra snippets when you hang out. We have the blue dragon, green dragon, pretty much all of the dragons except for the scholarly dragon is going to get you snippets. Same with all of the different Pegasus here and all of the owls. Now, you do have to have these companions to at least level 4 if you want them to start picking stuff up. And then you also want to make sure that you get a buddy that has snippet catching. Whenever you get a villager to level 2, you could do Maleficent and also Aurora. You can use them as a snippet catching buddy, or you can even go over here to the crafting station and craft a snippet catching training manual, and it's going to allow you to make at least one villager. The more villagers you have that are a snippet catching buddy, the more the more they're going to duplicate for you. So make sure you have your companion on, and then also make sure you have your buddy with you. So you have 2 buddies that are actually going to duplicate these for you. And then you just have to look around in the bind. Now, the shadowy bird snippets said they spawn here in the bind, and that is true. You can find them on both sides of the bridge, but it also said that they spawn in the library of lore. I have farmed this area for over 20 minutes, and not one single black snippet spawned. Do not waste your time in this area. Focus only on the bind. Now, another tip, because a lot of these have not been spawning, is I recommend you go and pick up every single snippet lore trap, repellent, and also the slow traps out of your valley and refresh, because that is one thing that broke my spawns for me, and it just wasn't allowing them to spawn. So make sure you pick up all the traps, and those traps do not work against the black and white snippets. Now, as you see, they are already duplicating these for me, but I need the black and white ones. So one tip that's going to help you out a lot is you need to, as soon as you see the black snippet, catch it first before you pick up any of the other ones. Like you see these purple snippets that are here. Don't worry about those just yet. Go around and collect the black snippets first. I got another one right here. Let's see if we can get them. We got them. Let me go collect the other ones that are in this biome. And as you see, I actually have quite a bit of these that are spawning for me. And that's because I got rid of all of my lures, my traps, and I fully refreshed. And what I mean by refresh is I went and I collected every snippet out of every biome. So I wanted a nice fresh start. I think the lure traps are messing them up a little bit. And then after you get the black snippets, then you can start collecting the regular ones. That way, fresh black snippets or shadowy ones can actually start spawning. Now, they were empty, and now I have another shadowy snippet that just spawned right here. Let me see if I can get him. I think he's kind of bugged for me. Let me do the little... There we go. The whirlwind spin. Okay, we collected that. Let me see if there's any more black snippets here. And as you see, my pal over here is going to duplicate. I got plus 16 shadowy snippets because I have like 15 villagers as snippet catching buddies. you can go to your collections and you can see under character. And if you hover over, you can check out the hangout bonus. So I have all of my Storybook Vale characters except Flynn as snippet catchers. And then my regular villagers in Dreamlight Valley, I actually have half of these as snippet catchers as well. So that's why every time I catch something, I'm going to end up getting like 16 or so of these snippets. So for example, if I hit this one, Aurora's going to come over here. She's going to duplicate it and she's going to give me 9 of them. Sometimes it's 16, but most of the time it's going to be 9 for me. She's going to go duplicate it again. And now I have 9. You can just pick one side and focus on it if you want to out of the bind. This side or the other side. So after I collect the shadowy snippet, I'm going to go and collect all of these regular ones here. Okay, now that I have all of my bird snippets that I need, I'm going to go over here and focus on this biome for the frogs, the ever after one. I have spent over an hour farming up over here regular snippets in the Teapot Falls and over here in the Fallen Fortress, an hour each, and I never once ended up getting a black snippet or a shadow snippet to spawn. So just focus in the wildwoods area right here. I wouldn't even focus over on this area or this area. We would just farm them in this location, and they usually just spawn over here where my castle is, kind of by the waterfall. And I just do the same method. I just collect all the shadowy snippets. There's the frog hopping around here. He's quick. And then after I get all of those, then I'm going to go and pick up all of the green ones. Now this actually brings me to my next tip. I ended up getting a mini game to spawn. You want to make sure you have your sugar rush, which is your yellow bar here. Make sure that is filled up. It doesn't have to be full. You just have to have some of it. And that'll increase your chance of getting those little mini games. And so then I got here's another one of the frogs. So I'm just going to go ahead and collect him. Now, I've noticed during this update, this patch, these frogs and all the snippets actually end up duplicating, or they end up respawning constantly. So I can just sit here and keep farming over and over. I also have them over here. Sometimes they get trapped behind furniture, like right there where my lamppost is. So if you're not getting some to spawn, you may have a frog or a snippet that's kind of in a bugged location. But I have been getting them to spawn in this little box over and over as well. And then if I go outside, I have more frogs, so I can just keep collecting these. So yeah, just farm the frogs in this area. And then next, we are going to go over to Mythopia. It also said that the demon snippets can spawn in all of these biomes. That does not seem to be the case either. I have also farmed in each location about 20 minutes each on these and never got them to spawn. I have only ever got the shadowy snippets to spawn over here in Mount Olympus. Now, these are actually pretty easy to spawn. Now, one location they like to spawn is up here. Also down here, I'll get this one. But the great spot for these is right up here to Mount Olympus. I keep getting 5 of these to end up spawning. So this is a perfect location to actually farm these. So let me go ahead and collect all these real quick. There we go. It takes about, I think, 3 swings for each one to be able to finish it. They're going to drop it, duplicate it here for me. And thankfully, the shadowy snippets don't teleport as far as some of the other ones. So these are not as bad as getting the red ones. There we go. We got those. There's none here. So now I'm going to go over here and collect this one. I have farmed the green ones for a while to see if any more of the shadowy ones will spawn. They won't. That's another reason I say as soon as you see a shadow snippet, make sure you collect it first. There we go. Collected that. It's going to duplicate. And then right up here, you will sometimes have one that'll spawn up in this location, which it doesn't look like it. Sometimes it's back here too. So now that I have no more shadowy snippets, I'm just going to go ahead and keep collecting these other ones until a shadow snippet spawns. And there we go. That did not take long at all. I caught one of the green snippets and now I have another shadowy snippet. So 2 and 3, got them. Now, one thing about these snippets, catching all these, I have been getting a lot of memories to spawn. You do not get the memories when catching snippets with lures, but when you're just out here and about catching them, you will. Now, we're not done yet. There's still some other methods to getting these shadow snippets. So if you go over here to your crafting station, you can actually craft these snippets as well. So like you can convert the white bird snippets into the shadowy snippets, and this is something I recommend. Obviously, the bird snippets are pretty easy to get, and the demon snippets actually take a while because you have to actually hit them at least 3 times. You have to run around. So I would recommend maybe just collecting, converting some of these into the demon snippets, but obviously go and put whichever ones you actually need the most of, or, based on the puzzle that you're working for. To be able to get these white snippets, you actually have to get them in Dreamlight Valley and only Dreamlight Valley. So every day in one of these biomes, they are going to spawn. You're just going to have to look around for them. The lure traps also do not work for the white snippets. I think I saw one earlier in the Force of Valor, so let me go check. Yep, I have one right here. So this is what they look like. They are only like white bird snippets, and you would just go and collect them. You can also use your buddy and your companion to be able to get additional ones of these, just so you can convert them into whatever you want. So I caught one bird snippet, and Aurora's going to duplicate, probably give me 9. Yep, she gave me 9. And here's another one of these. So they're going to keep spawning in this biome, and I can collect those. And it's just an easy method of getting the certain type of snippet that you need. There we go. Duplicates again, plus 9. And then we got another one here, and I see one flying over there. Okay, pick that up, duplicate. And I had 3, and now I'm already up to 30. Just that quick. If I teleport back over to Storybook Vale, I can actually check which snippets I actually need for which puzzle. It'll show all of your snippets up here at the top right. You click this plus sign, and I have 57 of the frog ones, 122 demon ones, and I have 49 of the bird snippets. Now I have already completed all of the puzzles here, but as you know, they're pretty expensive to make. Most of these pages will end up taking like 20 of a demon snippet or 10 or 15 of the bird snippets. So just check which one you need, and then you can go over to your crafting station, scroll down, and then craft however many you need with the white snippets. At least the white snippets are guaranteed to not be broken. So if you ever get to a point where you feel like you just truly cannot get any more of the shadowy snippets to spawn, go back to Dreamlight Valley, see which biome for that day. It changes every 24 hours. And go ahead and start collecting white snippets. And that's really all there is to it in just this video. And I've been recording for less than 21 minutes. I ended up getting this many snippets. Now, I know I have a lot of snippet catching buddies, but if you use these methods, you're going to be able to get these in no time. Just always have a villager with you, and then go to the bind, the wildwoods, and Mount Olympus. And well, guys, that's pretty much all there is to know about these little shadowy snippets. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Be sure to help me out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.